Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching A Healthy Alternative. Today we're going to talk about how to handle social situations and engagements while fasting. We're missing a piece of the puzzle.
You start getting healthy and you just become a better person.
We need to start focusing more on the individual. All right, so today is definitely, we're covering one of them topics that has been talked about a lot. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised how frequently I see this question in the group and how frequently I get asked this question. And the question is very simple. What do you do in a situation when you're trying to get healthy, you want to fast, but you have all of these pressures from outside sources such as family, engagements, holidays, parties, your friends? I mean, the list can go on, right? So there's a couple different things that I'll talk about that I personally do and things that I kind of went over. And this list can be, expanded on. This is a discussion that we can have more and more. I'm also going to encourage you that if this is an issue you're dealing with, come join the Facebook group. Make sure that you're asking questions. Also, we have Facebook has a tool, a search tool. You can come in the Facebook group, you could type in some keywords, and you can kind of pull up all of the posts that have anything to do with that keyword, and you may find your answer there. So when I very first started fasting, one of the easiest things I could do for myself to make this process a little bit easier was to schedule my fasts around big events. Okay, so my very first big fast, I actually scheduled weeks before a big event that I had to go to where I was going to be going out of town. I was very, very new. A Healthy Alternative hadn't even been born yet. So I had no type of support system, no way to really, talk through things with other individuals besides John. And so I just figured, well, it'd probably be better to avoid fasting during this event. I'm not going to be, because one of the things that you want to realize when it comes to fasting, especially when you're new, you really want the environment to be conducive to what you're doing. The environment is anything from people, the actual location, stressors in the environment, anything you could do to put yourself in an environment that is going to be conducive to what you're doing is beneficial. It's not cheating, right? Like, we're trying to do everything we can to be as successful as possible. So the greatest thing you could do for yourself is plan around events, right? Like, if you think that you're going to be weak on an event, like let's say it's Thanksgiving, right? Which I'm not a big fan of Thanksgiving or pretty much any holiday, but let's say you are and your family always gets together and y'all always throw down for Thanksgiving. You have two options. Either you could schedule your fast before or after Thanksgiving, or you could fast through it. Now, if you decide to fast through it, you may be looking at, instead of spending, 4 hours with your people, it might be smarter to say, hey, I'm gonna come through for an hour, I'm gonna see you all, and then I'm gonna bounce before you start eating. Or you might want to put yourself in a different room where, some families have like game room, and some families got, we're watching sports in here, whatever. Maybe you want to stay away from the food during that part. It depends on your level of mental fortitude. Everyone is different. So that's a decision you're going to have to make. Me personally, I scheduled my fast around family events. My family, we don't get together for every single event. So if we're doing Thanksgiving or something, it's usually a big deal. So I didn't want to miss it. So I know me and John, we went to a Thanksgiving during the time when we were fasting, and we just scheduled around it. Now, one of the things you could do this is what we did. We brought food with us. I literally brought spices and fruit and all sorts of things on the plane with me, took it to my mom's house, and I cooked and I prepared food for them. My version of greens and sweet potato pie and all these other things, and I made it with healthy ingredients so that they get an opportunity to try some of the things that I was making. And, it enticed a lot of them. A lot of my cousins were like, oh man, this is better than, what we traditionally eat. And it's true. Like, when you use fresh ingredients and healthy food, it's not rabbit food. It's not like what we've been taught. It's not bad. It's actually really, really good. It's tasty stuff. So I would say that's another good option. You won't feel as obligated to avoid it if you're at least preparing some truly healthy meals. You could also just have some fruit, some fresh squeezed juice, some fruit. I know one of the members in our group, he was invited to a barbecue and he just had watermelon, right? He was fasting during that time. And he said, you know what? I've been doing well. I'm just going to have some watermelon. And that allowed him to enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that. Remember, this is a journey. I've said it so many times. Stop beating yourself up for doing something because you've set these super hard lines. If you look at this as a journey, if you look at this as a lifestyle change, you don't have to be so adamant about, oh, I said I was going to do 30 days and now here comes this big event and I really want to go to it. I really want to enjoy my family, but I can't because I'm fasting. Okay, well, maybe there's a compromise that can be made there, right? And if you decide, hey, you know what? I should make this day up, make the day up, right? If you're going to do 30 days, since you ate one day, make it 31 days, add an extra day or whatever it is you need to do, but it's okay. It's your journey, right? No one can tell you what's right or wrong on your journey. Just keep that in mind. Another really popular setting is, hey, I was invited out by my friends. They want to go out to drink. They want to party, Okay, so for me, personally, I just said no, right? And I'm gonna put that as the first piece of advice because I think it makes the most sense, right? Just to say no. Oftentimes we're people pleasers. Even if you don't consider yourself a people pleaser, you might be, because if you're traditionally used to going out with your friends, drinking and eating and partying, right? And now you're on a fast, that environment is not conducive to you fasting, period. So at that point in time, you have to decide, well, what's more important? Pleasing my friends, right? Or staying committed to my fast? I mean, that's kind of on you where you are mentally and whatever. But I would say practice the word no a lot, right? If somebody's offering you food at work, practice the word no. If somebody sits something down in front of you that may not even be yours, but you're thinking in your mind, man, I want to get some of that after work, or I want to go grab one, practice saying no. No, I'm not going to do it. Nope, not this time, maybe next time. Or, hey, you know what? I can't do it this time, but I'll meet you in 2 weeks. We can go out in 2 weeks or whatever it is, right? Just say no and reschedule. If you feel obligated to go, or if it's a work dinner, or whatever it is, you just want to go out and you want to have fun, you like dancing, maybe you don't need to drink and whatever to have fun, great, go. Here's the thing. If you don't want to seem socially awkward or whatever because you don't have a drink in your hand or whatever it is, go to the bar, tell them to put you some water in a glass with a lime, okay? No one's going to be like, oh, is that water? They're going to think it's a vodka and tonic or something. Like it's not that big of a deal. If you want it to really start looking like something more, you can always get a seltzer water or whatever, the carbonated water with a lime on the side. Drink it through the little straw, those little coffee straws or whatever. Drink it through the little straw. No one will know, okay? If somebody offers to buy you a drink, just be like, nah, I'm good. My stomach kind of feels weird. I think I'm just sip on this one for a while. Like do what you got to do to get through it. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your life. I don't think that you should ever have to compromise, right? I think that you should be able to have your cake and eat it too. So if you want to get healthy, but you also want to go out and dance with your girls or go out and, hit the club with your boys and talk to girls, do it. Just be smart about it. Keep your commitment to yourself. Keep your health goal, right? So I think that at the end of the day, we just got to practice saying no. Sometimes, because of the way the universe works, people will just randomly offer you food. People who never have offered you food. Situations where you've never been presented with free food will just happen when you're fasting. Hey, I'll tell you what, if you're struggling with money, and you don't know where your next meal is going to come from, just fast. Start fasting. I guarantee you food will just come out of nowhere. Now I'm joking. I don't know. Mentally, you need to be in the right place to fast. That's just a joke. But seriously, I remember I was at work and it was one of my hardest fasts because that particular day, it was like a 12-hour work day, all day on a roof with the sun. It was summertime. And during lunchtime, I was on a random project too. It wasn't like my normal project. During lunchtime, the GC was like, hey y'all, I'm buying pork sandwiches or something. I hadn't transitioned my diet yet at the time. It's like, I'm buying pork sandwiches for everybody. I had to say no. I had to go to my car. I secluded myself from where they were giving the sandwiches out, all my friends, coworkers eating the sandwiches, whatever. I went in my car and I had my water, and I think I just rested or read a book or something. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes this thing's gonna take a little mental fortitude. That is what it is. But what I can tell you is, the longer you do it, the more you make it a lifestyle, the easier it gets. So it's not something you gotta deal with always. You will figure it out. You will get used to it. Just make the commitment to never give up. Make it a lifestyle change. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Keep those things in mind. You'll be all right. With that being said, guys, if you haven't picked up one of these gorgeous healthy alternative shirts, okay? This is one style. I have another style with the watercolor, which is very, very popular. Make sure you check that out. I've got shirts at the bottom of this video. You can also get shirts from the website. All the links are in the description box, but essentially they come from, those shirts are on Spreadshirt. The ones at the bottom of the description or at the top of the description, they're from Teespring. But same logo, maybe just a little bit different company making the shirt. Anyway, that's my plug. Buy a shirt and a bracelet. All right, hope you enjoyed this information. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, the application of knowledge is power. I will see you all next time.